Hello, Nigerians, home and abroad, wherever you are at. I hope all is well with you guys. This is Mr. United. I formed a cultural goodwill group with colleagues of mine who really care about the land called Nigeria. Haven't traveled around the world, had a blessing to go around. Uh, I know with the fact now that that land is a precious place. We've only been experiencing hardship because we have been cornered by those who really have no love, no loyalty for the land. So that is going to change as a whole lot more of us become aware of what we have as a people and what we are blessed with, and trying to make sure that we no longer sit back while others destroy it. I believe that one of the most potent weapon that the universe has given us is the culture we have as a people. Nigeria has over 300 tribes, um, heavily divided now because those who have found themselves in power basically showed up for selfish reasons. They were not really selected by the ancestors. I believe that very much. The Nigerian passport to me is the most precious in the world. We don't know that now because we have a situation, we are completely cornered by the wrong set of people who come from all the tribes, who have been playing games, have no loyalty, like I said. They are acculturated, meaning that they have cut themselves off of our value as African people. That's a song from an old musician. I've forgotten his name now, but we grew up hearing this. Not my tribe, but it was almost as though, regardless of the tribe in Nigeria, there was something unique about the cultural essence. It was as if we met somewhere. There is a connection. You can't touch it. To me, I call it a spiritual connection. Of course, it is the African ancestral spirit. From north to south, west to east, and the beautiful tribes in the Middle Belt, we have a similarity, a shared cultural value that we have steadily over the years we have abandoned it, and I believe that's why we are going through hard times. And those who are in power, I strongly believe they understand the potency of our culture, and so that's why they show up there and basically create a blockage. I care so much about Nigerian youth. Those of us who have had to go through different what I call assaults by people who basically stole power, destroyed generations, of highly talented Nigerians. Mass migration out of that land basically comes from the fact that those who do not have the love for the land seized power and just vandalized it. We are trying to make sure that does not occur anymore. The inspiration for this cultural group came from the visuals of Nigerian youth who you dare to challenge the so-called authorities in power. I call them so-called because nobody chose them. They basically just stole power. And our youth paid dearly. I mean, I'm talking about the NSAS 2020 protests. And the summary was that Nigerian youth, or the summary is that Nigerian youth wanted to create a change, a beautiful change, and a lot of them paid for it with their lives. That is the inspiration for the cultural group that we decided to set up. I didn't even greet you guys, so I'm sorry. My name is Mr. United, someplace in cold Europe. I am extending warm ancestral greetings to all my Nigerian tribes, the over 300 to 400 tribes. A very warm, heartfelt greeting to you guys, wherever you are at. All the tribes, I love you dearly. We are going to make sure that not just the names of the tribes will be known, but the essence of the tribes, because I know that it is a blessing. It's a divine creation that we have this beautiful country. Most people don't know it is. What I know now, that it's really a blessing to have that place called Nigeria. If you have the wrong leaders, then your assessment of the place will be different, and that's the sad reality we have now. But creating awareness of what we are blessed with, what the universe gave us, is really what we are going to be doing now. I want to see a situation where Nigerian youths are no longer taken advantage of. We try to make sure, even regardless of what we have, no matter how minimal, try to create opportunities, in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully, we will not find ourselves where we would have to, bowl in arm on our knees begging for financial support. We do have our own little businesses we've created. That is where I would need you guys to come in and help us do a lot of promotion and just basically support what it is, services we are going to be providing and the things we are going to be selling, to be able to make revenue, to sustain those who would care enough about what we're trying to do, which is recalling Nigerian culture that really does the whole warm bringing together of all the Nigerian tribes. That's really what is missing, and that is what these politicians take advantage of. So my name is Mr. United. Beautiful greetings to you all once again. I have to go now, but this will be probably one of the first videos I am going to be doing. There will be a whole lot of videos as we start this new push, this new renaissance of trying to make sure that our people, Nigerians, known globally as a very intelligent group of people. Of course, you see in the US, I think for a long time it was suspected, but it wasn't like official, but now it is. And the Nigerian ethnic group as a nation, as a group, really is the most successful in terms of academics. But I also have to point that out, that without the African Americans, I don't think that would be known. So our people had gone first off about 400 or 500 years ago, who went through the what I call the Holocaust, that enslavement Holocaust, but they showed themselves there, they showed their essence, and that is what those who are going today to basically become this exemplary force that everybody knows. We're really tapping into that root, that heritage that the Africans Americans had to pay dearly for. So very importantly, I also point out when we show up in the US, we must respect the African Americans. Very, very important. They are an extended part of our family, But going back to what I'm here for is to announce the fact that we're doing this. It's called UNYFAC. We are on all the social media platforms. The handle is called UNYFAC, UNYFAC. UNYFAC. All right, so a whole lot of solid support. We are going to be presenting things really beautiful and very symbolic that will benefit Nigerian youths. We have a goal. Recently it was announced that we've known this for some of us have always suspected it, but some huge financial firms, global names, can't remember it now, announced that 50 years from now, Nigeria will become, all things being equal, Nigeria should become the fourth strongest economy in the world. I know that is really possible. So that's why I decided to start this. United Nigerian Youth for African Culture, projecting and being intentional in trying to get us on the path where our economy becomes one of the strongest in the world. Our passport becomes a respected passport. And the fact that when people hear about Nigeria, it is a place to go to, not just to find, economic opportunities, but also to find refuge. Because Nigerians have a whole lot of love, and people know this. We've helped a whole lot of people in the world, in Africa and outside as well. But it's time now to focus on us. Charity begins at home. We need to undo the damage, and that starts with trying to understand our culture and trying to make sure that we bridge that to our youths, all right, so that nobody steals our youths and what belongs to us as a people. So my name, call me Mr. United. Remember UNYFAC, United Nigerian Youth for African Culture. Remember it, because that name will begin to go very far. We are putting our soul in it. We love that land called Nigeria so dearly. We are just going through a very dark situation right now at this point in time in history. It will change if we en masse begin to think alike culturally. All right, so I will get in touch with you guys soon. Enjoy your essence as Nigerians wherever you're at. I won't say enjoy your time because I don't know what you're going through, but I know a whole lot of us are struggling and there's a lot of challenge out there. But those things can be turned around. All right? And I am going to make sure the universe will use me and our ancestors will use me to make that happen. All right, so I will talk to you guys later. Cheers.